Hi, my name is Emily and I am a faithful follower of Christ, and this is my much anticipated, for me, maybe none of you, I don't know, my much anticipated, I've been looking forward to getting this complete, this 40-day fast detox final report. It's no longer an update, it's a report. It concluded on March 20th, and today is March 23rd. I did it. I went 40 days by the grace of God without any of those, was it 16 things? I'm looking at it here now. And it was absolutely life-changing. I have been waiting to make this video until just the perfect moment when I had lots of energy and felt chipper and was maybe even rested, hydrated, clean. And then I realized I have no idea when that will happen. So I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make it. But I am feeling pretty good right now. I am a little bit whooped, but I just ate a bunch of food and now I have energy. And that's how it's supposed to work. And that is very, very exciting to me to get to this point, because I have been very obese before and I have experienced the reality of my leptin, the hormone that regulates hunger. I've experienced it not working properly. I have experienced the reality that people that are carrying lots of excess adipose tissue, fat tissue, that are experiencing being obese or morbidly obese. I've experienced the reality that when we're hungry and we start to eat a meal, halfway through the meal, we're hungrier than when we began. And then when the meal's over, we're even hungrier than that. Monday morning, I was walking on a treadmill, just chatting it up with a guy next to me. He's 79 years old and he's a retired doctor. And we were talking about how much there is to learn and how much we're learning. And I was like, oh my goodness, absolutely. I said, I've really been on a journey. I've learned so much in the past 2 years. And I was telling him, I remember being at my heaviest weight and eating a meal at a restaurant and then stopping for more food on the way home. Now, I would never stop and get food per se. I would get dessert because that seemed like in the realm of socially acceptable. So I'd eat a huge meal, but I was still hungry. I wasn't satisfied. I just was eating until I couldn't eat anymore, but truly still feeling hungry because my leptin wasn't working. So I'd stop and get ice cream on the way home, probably another 1,000 to 1,500 more calories, and I'd come home and snack until I fell asleep. So I'm really, really happy that even though I'm a little bit whooped right now, we got a lot going on around here. It's all good stuff, but it's just currently a little bit let me put it this way. I texted my dog groomer last night and asked her if I could bring my dogs to get groomed and if they could stay a week. And she said, yes, they can. She's an absolute blessing. So now that I have my 2 little poodles taken care of, they're visiting. We call her Grammy. Her name is Kim. She's an absolute doll. And they go there and it is doggy day care. They have friends and they have a blast. She sends me pictures every single day. So they're visiting their grandma for a week. And I can catch up around here because I have a guy here right now working on drywall. We're picking out paint colors. They're going to have to demo my bathroom. We only have 1. Pretty soon we'll have 4 bathrooms, but right now we only have 1. They're going to demo it. It's right outside this, it's on the other side of that wall, on the other side of that door. And then we're all going to have to use this new bathroom for a while. There's just a lot going on. So I got them to the groomers. I came home, ate a bunch of food, and I have energy. And I'll definitely have energy after this. Here, this will be my... Oh, I can do this. I can take a picture while I'm making a video. I'm gonna leave that crazy looking straw just like that. There's my thumbnail. So this is a green smoothie. It consists of spinach and kale, frozen pineapple, frozen banana, and coconut milk. It's absolutely delicious, and it will be like an extra. It's like I already had a big dose of good calories. This will be a little boost of energy that I'm so grateful for, because I'm going to take all that to wash at my mother-in-law's after I pick up 4 of my 5 kids from school. Without further ado, my 40-day fast detox. I did it. It ended on March 20th. This is like take 2. I don't remember what all I've already said, but it ended on March 20th. I successfully stayed off of 16 different things for 40 days by the grace of God. And what helped me to do that was to not, now hear this, hear this, hear this. I didn't distract myself from them. I gave myself new focuses. There's a big difference. When we aim to distract ourselves from something, that thing, that said thing, is still our focus. We're just temporarily distracted from it. I'm not distracting myself from these 16 things. I have new focuses. And in 40 days, while I took these off the table, got them out of my way, I have joined 2 gyms, started yoga, gained a whole new wardrobe, started counting macros. My little Franklin has been blowing me away saying, "Mama, look at this, look at this." He flips everything over and looks at the ingredients now. And he says, "You know what? I think I'll have this instead of that, or this instead of that." Because he's a little athlete and he wants to be able to compete. And he does compete with his 2 much older brothers. While I was at the YMCA yesterday morning, I was talking to 2 ladies. Both older than me, by the way. One is 65 years old. And I said, "Hey girls, I saw y'all running." I said, "I almost pulled around to drive up next to you and honk and wave." And they said, "Don't honk and wave, join us." And I was like, "Oh, I did not mean to insert myself in your running group here." And they said, "Well, we are inserting you for us." So I have run 5Ks before, but they've got my wheels turning about training for a half marathon. I'm not in a hurry about it. I got to be careful with I got a hip issue. But my point is, I have so much new life. I have new friends. I have new experiences. These ladies want me to join them, and there's apparently a whole group of people, and they all start off at the library and do these long runs and walks, whatever you can do. It sounds interesting. It sounds like something that would light my brain up. It's why we stare at the screen, because our brain is interested in it. Now that I got these 16 things off my plate, and most of them are going to stay off of my plate, I'm about to go line by line and report. But now that they're just no longer, I don't have the schema for them anymore. I don't have anywhere to put them in my life. I don't have anywhere that they fit any longer. They've been displaced. I don't have the time for them. I don't have the energy for them, and they certainly don't give me energy. I'm really learning the difference between energy and stimulants that are white powders. I want energy. Years ago, when I was drinking lots and lots of coffee, I researched, why am I tired all the time? And it said one of the number 1 reasons we're tired all the time is because of coffee, because of stimulants, because of, for what I diagnosed myself with, adrenal fatigue, where we ask our bodies, we force our bodies into the fight or flight response by ingesting these stimulants, asking our bodies to produce adrenaline to the point that our adrenal glands go on strike. And they say, "No, I just can't keep pumping this stuff out. This is reserved for emergencies." And you're trying to tell me we've got emergencies all day long. We got to be here and be there. We got to go, 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 go. And our bodies are saying no. Our bodies are like the boy who cried wolf. and our adrenal glands are not falling for it. Mine wasn't, so I got off coffee. But I've got all these things now that I just don't have the interest in them anymore. They were lighting my brain up in all the wrong ways. Now they just don't light my brain up. I have a video called the tally mentality. Every once in a while I might like take the time to like actually think just even the beginning of a thought about ingesting some of them, and then I'm like, oh no, because I have goals. I have goals that I'm aiming to reach. I have new focuses. Again, not distractions. These are new focuses. Now that I'm doing yoga and now that I'm taking these classes during the week, I have 4 new goals right now that I'm in no hurry to reach, but they're just on my radar. I want to be able to do the plow position, which is where, you know, when you were a kid and you lay flat on your back and then you like lift your knees up and then you lift your legs up and then you hold your hips up. So you're like, only your shoulders are on the ground and you're like, your elbows are on the ground and you're like holding your hips up in the air. And then this woman, lots of these ladies in these classes, they go ahead and bring their feet on over and touch their feet to the floor behind them. That's called the plow position. I'd like to do that. I'd also like to do a plank for 20 seconds and then 10 seconds off, 8 rounds of that. I know I can build up. I'll do it. I even bought myself a little timer. I bought myself a yoga set. I've got a yoga mat now, and it's been a pretty awesome 40 days. So we were doing 8 rounds the other day of 20-second plank, 10-second break. There's 24 of us in this class. I was right in the dead center, and to my right are all these like, I don't know, ladies probably between 30 and 50 and the instructor, and they're pretty fit. To my left in the back of the class were the older ladies, these ladies that I just adore, all of these women. And they're back there, and I'm like, all right, I'm doing this plank. I'm really having trouble. I'm getting kind of exhausted. I'm going to start to modify. And I told myself, I'm going to look to the left, these ladies that are quite a bit older than me, and I'm going to modify this plank. So a plank is just, in case you don't know, let me share. A plank is just like, imagine you see somebody's getting ready to do a push-up, but they don't do a push-up. They just stay in that position. And you really got to tuck your tailbone up under or you're going to hurt your back. Okay, so I'm struggling, and I thought I'm going to look to the left of these ladies. One of them's 74 years old. She just turned 74. I thought I'm going to modify however they're modifying. None of them were modifying that plank. None of them were on their knees. All these women in their 60s and 70s were planking it up. So I thought, oh my gosh, I'm the laziest person in this room. I'm going to start practicing at home so I can keep up with these gals to my left. Very impressive. I want to do that plow position. Mary forced me into the plow position the other day, and I was trying to laugh, but I couldn't breathe. It was pretty funny. I had my butt up against the wall, and I was like trying to use the wall to like push myself over, and she was like, I can help, and she grabbed my ankle, and I should say I've done the plow position, and it was involuntary, and it was painful, but it was really, really funny, and she was right. She could help me get into that position, and she did. Plow position, plank. I was in yoga the other day, and the girl said, there was just 2 of us taking this yoga class. She said, okay, lay on your back, put your feet kind of like, scoot your feet up, bend your knees. Okay, now scoot back, wiggle back. All right, now put your shoulders. Okay, now put your hands like this. And then she goes, okay, now go ahead and lift yourself into the wheel position. I just bought my shirt. I just bought myself a shirt that says, actually, I can. Philippians 4:13, because I want to give Christ the credit for anything I can do. But I thought, I kind of need a shirt that says, actually, I can't. I tried. Actually, I can't. I tried. I could not lift myself up like she could into a wheel position. So that's a goal of mine. I also was in another yoga class, and this lady is the one yoga teacher's, it's her mother teaching. And she's like, all right, everybody, stand up, put your back against the wall. And we did. And she was telling us how to get into all these different positions. And we were like stretching and doing this and doing that. She said, now put your hands forward. All right, bring one foot back. Okay, switch them out. All right, put one foot on the wall. So I'm like, all right, this is, I'm rolling right along. And then she goes, okay, now go ahead and put your other foot on the wall. And I looked around like, did I hear her right? And I had heard her right. She wanted us to do handstands. So I did for like 2 seconds. It was kind of scary. I felt like I was going to fall forward. Anyways, obviously, I'm not in these classes struggling with my sugar addiction that's very real, that I suppose will live with me forever. I'm not worried about it because I don't pay attention to it anymore. I'm trying to do handstands like the 65-year-old women next to me. I've got these goals. I want to do handstands. I want to do wheels. I want to do the plow position and planks. I'm taking right now. Oh, I want to drink my gallon a day. I'm currently taking 3 strength classes a week. I'm taking 1 cardio strength class per week. I'm taking 2 yoga classes per week. And I'm getting my 4,000 steps 6 days a week. I don't work on Saturdays. I don't work out on Sundays. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I got to make sure I get plenty of rest so that I can keep going. But like I said recently in a video, when we head out on these journeys of health and wellness and heading in the a healthy direction, and we've got to be willing to troubleshoot. And what was the other one? I don't know. We've got to be, I don't know. I said it recently on a video, something about this journey and how important it is that we're willing to troubleshoot. How we're willing, that we've got to be willing to just move forward, and keep in mind that we're always in a season. We're always in a stage. If you've raised kids, you know what I'm talking about. They're in these little stages, especially if you've raised many kids. There's a permanent marker stage. You with me? There's a stage. And if I had enough kids and gathered the data, I could probably get it down to a window of time that kids around the age of 3 get a hold of permanent markers and write on stuff they're not supposed to. There's so many different stages. We're in those as adults. We're in those stages. We're in different seasons of life, and where there's more emotional demands during different seasons. There's more mental demands during different seasons. There's periods of time where some areas of my life are a little bit more, there's some more automaticity there where I can focus more on the physical. So I want to do what I can when I can, and be willing to let the Spirit lead me through these stages. So when I say I take this many classes and I do this and I do this, that's just for right now. Excuse me. I took a break from recording and drank a bunch of this. Okay, let's look at this poster now. What is going to go and what's going to stay. 40-day fast. This was February 9th through March 20th. I did it. I did not color in. March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, March 14th, March 15th, March 16th, March 17th, March 18th, March 19th, and March 20th. Wow. You go, girl. Matthew 28, 18 through 20. That's the Great Commission. Jesus telling us, go therefore and make disciples, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them everything I have. Oh, I always get that mixed up. Teaching them everything I have commanded you. Something about obeying. It's the last verses in Matthew. Then Jesus came to them and said, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Okay, so this is what I said no to for 40 days. I said no to sugar, flour, caffeine, using restaurants to cope, binging, dieting in day ones, chips, especially tortilla chips, popcorn, juice, artificial sugars, dried fruit, dairy, YouTube videos, natural flavors, hydrogenated fats, MSG, and that's it. Somewhere in here I also started saying no to seed oils. These are PUFAs, polyunsaturated fatty acids. You can hear the best podcast about this up under my video called What About French Fries? It's up underneath that video. If you can't find it, let me know. I'll give you the link. But my goodness. Seed oils. So canola, soybean. There is something she calls, this nutritionist, it's a Christian nutritionist, she calls it the hateful, or she quotes a woman that calls it the hateful eight. There's a bunch of them. So now I use avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, for fats. I can't think of the other one. There's another one. Okay. Here's what I want to show you. Starting in, I was kind of wondering if I was going to do another 40-day fast detox, just kind of tweak it a little. I'm not going to, because that would be redundant. I'm going to do April, and I'm going to make an April printable. So if anybody wants it, I'll be putting that out soon. And so I'm going to do a 30-day. April has 30 days. I'm going to do a 30-day thing. I like for goals, missions I'm on, to have a time frame for one thing, so that at the end of it I can kind of assess the situation and see if I want to continue moving forward doing the same thing. But I am going to keep so much of this as is. I'll tell you why. I am going to, starting in April, I am still going to be off sugar, no flour, no caffeine, no using restaurants to cope for the month, but for the month of April, I'm going to say no restaurants, period. Now that might sound extreme, but God has me on this journey. And He has asked me to hand things over one by one. Not forever, but now that I know what I know about oils, and now that I'm loving fueling myself this way, and with all my macros, I'm eating avocados, and I am eating I just ate brisket, banana, avocado, brown rice with an egg on it. For breakfast this morning, I had 2 pieces of Ezekiel toast with an entire avocado. I do that. The other day I did that 3 times. I ate 3 avocado sandwiches all in one day and stayed in my macros. By the way, I don't always stay on my macros. I just count my macros. And then like today, I'm already over. Not by much, but I can look and see up at the top, oh, I've already met my fat and I've already met my carbs. All I really need the rest of the day is some protein. It's just a good baseline, a good guide. I exercise a lot. I don't put it in, so I know I'm burning a whole lot more than, I could probably eat more calories and still reach my goals. I don't know. But I don't stay in my macros every day, but I count them every day, and it gives me a good guide. And it, by the way, it sort of slows me down if I'm like, do I really want to eat that? If I have to count it. So, anyways, I don't recommend everybody getting off restaurants, but restaurants is exactly how I gained about 99 of the 100 pounds that I gained. And here lately, in the past 40 days, I think I ate at a restaurant 2 times. I swear to you, it's not even hard for me. I want to eat at home. I'm at a restaurant. I was at Subway the other day with the girls, and they were getting guacamole. I can remember I used to see the guacamole at Subway, and I'm like, I want that. And now I'm like, I do not want that. I want to go home and get one of my avocados that are ripe and ready. I buy avocados like 10 or 20 of them at a time now, because I eat at least one a day every morning. Anyways, this morning I had 2 pieces of Ezekiel bread, an entire avocado with a bunch of salt on it, 3.5 ounces of turkey, and a banana. So good. So good. I'm just eating so well. And if I go to a restaurant, they're going to put a whole bunch of stuff in it that I don't want. And I'm not going to get nearly as much as I want of the things that I want a lot of. So in the 40 days, I ate at a restaurant twice. And this is just, again, I'm not like telling people not to. My experience. God is asking me to hand over restaurants, at least for the month of April. I told my husband recently, I said, I'm ready to go on a date. And I said, let's go. I want him to go treadmill shopping with me. I think I want a treadmill. I've had them before. And one of the trainers at the gym told me exactly which one to go get. From Sam's. Which means I need a Sam's membership. If you give a girl a cookie, she's going to need a Sam's membership. So I told him, I said, I want you to take me on a date, and I don't want to go to a restaurant. I want to go to a grocery store and get some bananas and deli meat and carrots. I really do. I just want food. I want to make a beeline for the food. I want almost everything that I eat to have one ingredient in it. I started a little recipe box, and instead of like soups and sandwiches and appetizers and desserts, it's like the macros. It's like carbohydrates, fats. I've been making my own mayonnaise. Mom, you were there with me. I made my own mayonnaise the other day. So over the past 40 days, I ate at a restaurant twice, and I ate at my very favorite Mexican restaurant. And I love this restaurant. They're awesome. They're great. Awesome people, delicious food. But one time when I was there, this wasn't these past 40 days, but recently I was sitting there and a cockroach crawled up the wall. Don't get me wrong. We got gross stuff around here too. It didn't slow me down, but this past time, and this was like a week ago, it was a Sunday after church, and it was just Mary and I, and she wanted to go somewhere, and I was like, no, we're going to this Mexican restaurant, so that I could sort of get lost in the fajitas that I was still going to count, but I just wanted to sit there and just take me away, refried beans. What was that? Take me away. Calgon. Wasn't that something? Take me away? Like, take a bubble bath and relax. I wanted to just get lost in these fajitas, and I did, with this precious child in front of me. And I was talking to her, but I was gobbling up these fajitas. I don't eat flour anymore. I don't eat tortilla chips anymore, but I'll ask them to bring me the hard taco shells. And I ate every bite of it, just gobbled it up. And there it was, a big black hair on the plate. Again, I love these people. It's a great restaurant. I just feel like God is telling me to quit having these ideas that are idols, that I'm going to find peace and energy anywhere but in him. I believe he's taking restaurants away from me personally, and it's not hard. I don't want them. I want to eat the good food that's in my kitchen. That's a miracle. That's Ephesians 4:22 through 24 happening. You were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. To put off your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, desires that are full of deceit. Mary wanted a Happy Meal from McDonald's. I said, no, girl, you and I are going to this Mexican restaurant. Why? So that I can fulfill this desire filled with deceit. So that I can sit there and just it's a futile pursuit of empty promises. And I don't want it anymore. So April, I'm going to do no restaurants, which again, it will not be hard for me because I only ate at two meals out of what's 120 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 40 days. 2 meals came from restaurants. It's just not my MO anymore, which if you've been following for any length of time, this is huge. This is a big deal. Okay, so for the month of April, no sugar, no flour, no caffeine, no restaurants, no binging, no dieting or day ones. I'm going to continue on with this. No chips, because chips have oils in them that I don't want anymore. I'm going to continue on with no popcorn because I'm going to continue on with no dairy. And I'm going to do no popcorn because really, do I want the popcorn? Maybe, but I could have cauliflower or celery if I wanted some kind of volume. And what I really want with popcorn is the butter. This is hard to do looking through my phone. And I'm not going to eat butter because I don't eat dairy anymore. So, no popcorn, no juice, no artificial sugars, no natural flavors, no hydrogenated fats, no MSG, no PUFAs, no dried fruit, but yes, some YouTube videos, especially while I'm walking on the treadmill or doing dishes. So, that's it. I'm going to say yes to reading and music. Yes to lots of walking, lots of sleeping. Yes to counting my macros for the month of April. Yes to my gallon of water a day. Yes to colorful nutrition. And I'm not worried about that because I'll get it eventually if I'm counting my macros. So that's it. Did my eczema clear up? No. But I'm so far off dairy and I'm feeling so satiated with the food choices that I'm making. I feel bizarrely, and I've already talked about this, indifferent towards dairy. Now it looks like plastic to me. It looks like something that I just wouldn't normally eat. My kids still eat it. There's still cheese here and there, but I'm starting to notice some of our dairy's starting to, I don't know. It's just maybe some of it's like going bad. We're not going through it as much now that I'm not binging on it. So there's that. But I'm off of it, and I have no desire to get myself tangled up with it again. So I'm just going to stay off of it. I still have eczema. I can see it right here on my hand, but I feel really free from the things that were my focus, that are no longer my focus. There's my final report on my 40-day fast. I was going to live my life 40 days at a time and go ahead and start a new 40. I'm not going to do that. For one thing, it's been really busy and I'm already on day 3 of like, not going to do that. I'll do April. This will be my April. I'll probably talk about this. No, I may not actually, because I want everyone to do their own. I want the Holy Spirit to lead everyone on their own April journey. I want you, wherever you are, to take your next step towards Him. Let him lead you and guide you, like James says in, I believe it's chapter 1, verse 5. If any one of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. Ask for wisdom, leadership, discernment, guidance. He will guide you on your path. This is where I am on mine. I'm so grateful to share it with you, and I wouldn't be here without you. So like Sonia said one day, thanks for sharing your experience. I said, sharing my experience shapes my experience. So I'm glad to do it. By the way, Jackie, you wanted to know more about macros. I'm happy to share more about macros, but what? What are you interested in? What do you want to know about it? I could like, what do you want to know? Let me know. That's it. The Great Commission is not the Great Suggestion. That's a Rick Warren quote there. He says, go, therefore, and make disciples. Let's do that while we still have time. I don't know how much time we have left on this crazy earth we're living on. But we can know for sure that he will be with us every step of the way. And like my shirt says, actually I can, but only by the grace of God. Only if and when I abide in him. So the Great Commission, go, therefore make disciples. It's most definitely time for me to go and pick up my little ones. I love you dearly. That's my final report on my 40-day fast detox. I did it by the grace of God. I went 40 days without sugar, flour, caffeine, restaurants to cope, binging, dieting, chips, popcorn, juice, dried fruit, artificial sugars, natural flavors, hydrogenated fats, MSG, and dairy. And while I was at it, I kicked out some PUFAs and picked up lots of activity. Here's another one I forgot. De-stressing by decluttering. I will do that. All right, Mom, you talked about this the other day. I'm going to do it right now. Done. I'm done with this. I'm done with this poster. It's been awesome. It's been very productive. I've gotten lots done, and I'm looking forward to April. So if you're interested, stick around. I'll be posting an April printable soon, and later on today, I will post the Woe is She, reading number 42, John chapters 10, 11, and 12. I love you dearly. Let's talk again soon. Bye. P.S. When I say I used to drink lots and lots of coffee, I was drinking 2 cups a day. One kind of in the morning and one in the afternoon. I was trying to use it to get me to go. And even 2 cups a day was too much for me because apparently I'm highly sensitive and I want to stay that way. I definitely don't want to build my tolerance for these stimulants and desensitize myself to their effects. Also, I've got ladies asking me to train with them for half marathons. And do you remember, if you listened the other day, I had talked to the nutritionist. Okay, I'm going down a little country road right now. Otherwise, I would not be recording. I talked to the nutritionist at the YMCA and I told her, hey, consider me a resource if you have anybody struggling with sugar addiction. And she was like, actually, I do. She texted me last night and said that her one client that seems to be struggling with sugar addiction would like to meet with me if I'm ever available. And I said, absolutely. So I'm really looking forward to meeting with this woman. And I continue to be amazed by the ministry opportunities that God gives me when I get up and I get out the door and I go where he's telling me to go for reasons that he does not disclose to me always. I think I'm getting ready to go and have a good workout so that I will feel great, have lots of energy, burn calories, help regulate my hormones, my hunger, and then sleep well at night. I think that's what I'm going to do. But already so many times he's given me opportunities to minister, which means to meet needs. And how can we possibly meet other people's needs if we're not around other people? So this has been overwhelmingly positive, and I'm grateful to be on these new trajectories. And I did want to report that when I used to drink lots of coffee, it was 2 cups a day. That was a lot for me. And that I'm so grateful to meet with this woman who is maybe just at the beginning of a journey of realizing that she's perhaps addicted to sugar, which I can certainly relate. That's it. I love you dearly. We'll talk again soon. Bye.